Welcome back to N.Rajini Kiranmai YouTube channel. This video presents you about the basic data types that we use in C programming. Let us see to it. All C compilers are going to support four fundamental data types. They are character, integer, floating point, and double. Character is going to occupy 1 byte of memory, and the control strings that we use for this data type is %C in printf and scanf. Moving to integer, it occupies 2 bytes of memory, and the control string that we use for this data type is %D in both for reading and for writing, that is in printf and scanf. Float, 4 bytes of memory, and the control string used is %F. Double, 8 bytes of memory, and the control string used is LF. Now let us move to these data types in detail. Character data types. It is going to allow a variable to store only one character in it. So it needs 1 byte of memory to store one character value. And the char is the keyword used to refer character data type. And if suppose if I wanted to declare a variable as a character variable, then char x, I can assign one value to x, that is within a single code I am going to give a character A. That means capital A can be stored using char data type. So you can't store more than one character using char data type. Now let us move to the next data type, that is integer data type. Integer data types allows the variable to store numerical values, that is integers, only positive and negative numbers with no decimal point, that is int A. So A is a integer variable where in A I can store integer values, that is numerical values in it. Int is the keyword used to refer integer data type, and it needs 2 bytes of memory to store the numerical value. And that is also varies depending upon the processor in the CPU that we are going to use. If suppose if we are using 16-bit processor, then for integer data types it takes 2 bytes of memory. If we are using 32-bit processor, then it takes 4 bytes of memory for integers. And if we are using 64-bit processor, then for integer data types it takes 8 bytes of memory. If suppose if we are dealing with the 16-bit processor, obviously the integer is going to allocate 2 bytes for that variable, and the values for the integer is ranging from minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. Now let us move to the floating point data type. Floating point data type consists of 2 types. One is float and for double. That is, if you wanted to store any decimal point number, the C is going to allow 2 data types, that is float and double. For example, float x. In x, I can keep any decimal point number, and double A. In A variable, I can keep a long precision decimal point number. So float is going to occupy 4 bytes of memory. And of course, it is also varies depending upon the processor that we use in the CPU, as we said about int data type. And the float is going to allow 6 digits after decimal point, after the decimal point, whereas double is going to allow 10 digits after the decimal point. And the range for the double data type is 1e to the power of minus 7 to e to the power of plus 37. So the range of the double data type is e to the power of minus 37 to e to the power of plus 37. So these are the basic data types. Thank you for watching this video.